Hey there. This is going to be a little tool review. I'm getting ready to remove this door, and I'm not going to really record all the video on door removal. I've already got the door stripped down. Luckily, this truck has just got hand crank windows and hand powered locks. So the only thing that I had a wire for was for the speaker, and I failed to even really think to go and do a video on pulling the door panel and the door handles and all that other stuff. The door handles can be a little tricky on these trucks, but I'm sure there's videos out there for such a thing. But Garage Journal is one of the sites that I like to get onto a lot, and I'm also a big SK Tool fan. I have a lot of Snap-on stuff. I have a lot of SK. I have a lot of Craftsman. I have a lot of No Name. I got like Performance Tool and stuff like that. But anyway, SK recently came out with these X-frame wrenches, ratchet wrenches, and they are very fine tooth. I'm not much for gimmicks, but I'll admit I'm not very crazy about the thickness of them, but I really do like these wrenches. I like the fine tooth action, and I like the fact that they are a flat wrench. You will see that in a second. I was one of the very first people, I believe, in my area to ever get gear wrenches, or at least gear wrench brand ones. They had the Black Hawk and such a thing as that, but whenever gear wrench first came out, this is probably one of the first sets that ever rolled off. I was working at a parts store. I saw them and said, "Daddy wants." So I bought them. But I have used the snot out of these things, and once again, notice that my wrenches are the flat ones, and I like that. I really do like that. Reason why is whenever you're working on a door here, if you have an offset wrench, your wrench is going to be out here. And that gets very, very annoying because your finger is going to be rubbing against this. And, call me crazy, but I like a wrench that's going to sit flush, and I have all kinds of room around everything. And, in maybe mechanicing field, that'd be a different story. But in the bodywork field, this is the way to go. I mean, this was one of the first. This was one of the first expensive tools that I ever bought, and I was a happy camper when I bought these things. But anyway, we're gonna go and do I haven't broke any of these bolts loose, and they recommend not to first go and break your bolt loose and blah 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 blah, then use your ratchet wrench. But who's got time for that? So, anyway, without further ado, I'm going to pull this off. And while this, I'm not really going to be able to time anything, or maybe you guys can, but you can you can hear the ratchet action on this. It's a little coarse. It's very fine tooth. There's nothing wrong with these wrenches. I will still use these things until doomsday. Alright, there's a bolt out. Now, I'm going to go up here. And another thing I like about these SKs is they're 6-point. And I'm a big 6-point fan because 6-point wrenches, and if you live in the Rust Belt like me, where everything rusts up, a 12-point is only good for rounding off bolts, is all I've ever found for, or a 12-point head bolt. Other than that, they're useless to me. They cause me more pain and sorrow than anything. Anyway, there it is, me taking the bolt off with the SK versus taking a bolt off with the gear wrench. Also, if you go and look, the SK has a little bit more leverage than the gear wrench. And if you're a tool abuser like myself, you need all the leverage you can get.